Good morning. First, we generate the motivation of bodhicitta that in the samsara, sentient beings always be wishing to be happy, but because of the ignorance, they choose to be action as I choose to be cause to suffering. And no one is wishing to be misery or suffering, but we, without the effort, naturally engaging cause of the suffering. So that is called the wrong. Someone who lost the path, or someone who chose the wrong path, or misunderstood. So one is the reason. Also, another way is you can think this way: is sentient beings. Generally, sentient being in the 6 classes or 6 realms, and particularly low realms, they are result of negative karma. Because of the negative karma, they born in the low realms, the hell, hungry ghosts, animals. And they created those negative karma. Sometime, actually, they created those negative karma for our sake, how our parent did negative karma for, providing to us. Like that, you can see the lots of parents. Some are butchers, some are hunters, some are, they choose professionally negative action to provide the family, not just only himself or herself. So that kind of negative karma choose it by those beings, chose by those beings in the low realm. That reason they are born there. So most of they are not because of the sometimes, because we have sometimes this kind of a thought of, oh, they born their negative karma because they create the negative. It's not my responsibility. It's not, cannot say that way, because we don't know for what reason they create the negative karma. Yes, that is no doubt, they create the negative karma to be born in the low realm, but we don't know for whom, for what reason they create the negative karma. It may be they create negative karma for our sake. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So that way, and we right now, we have this opportunity. We have this, preciousness called the Rinpoche in the Tibetan. We all Rinpoche. As long as you can practice Dharma really well, you are Rinpoche, because you are precious one, because you fulfilling the preciousness. So with this Rinpoche, if you don't using that Rinpoche, then it's a wasting like a really delicious food. If you don't eat, one day it will be rotten. It's the same way, this precious one, if we don't utilizing, one day it will be rotten or burned out, or maybe animal ate, something happened. They will be never going to be forever, this preciousness. So that reason, best way is it that preciousness is become a meaningful in that you can see in the Dharma, many times you see called the meaningful life. Yeah. Meaningful life means the utilizing something what you have. That is meaningful life. Like a doctor, you become a meaningful doctor if you treat the patient. If you don't treat the patient, you're not meaningful doctor. Make sense? So same way, whatever you learn the professional, it become a meaningful. The degree is become a meaningful if you utilize. Same thing as our precious human body. It become a precious or Rinpoche if we utilize that one. So that way, this life we got the opportunity to, meet with the Dharma, have a freedom to practice Dharma, especially that one. Not just only meet with the Dharma, freedom to practice Dharma. If we don't use that, then this kind of freedom and favorable condition not going to come out like every time. This is just rarely, so that reason saying is a meeting with the Dharma is like seeing the daytime stars. Daytime there are not that many stars compared to the sentient beings, amount of sentient beings. When you look at sentient being, number of sentient beings, and how many of they are really interested in the Dharma. So I think that reason maybe in the world population, this big population, Buddhism is a small number actually, yeah, because it's not have easy to become Buddhists. You need a great merit to support to have interest in faith. Remember, we already talked. Person with a good merit have a karmic connected, that one can meet with the Dharma and find the spiritual master. So so since we all have them, now we have to utilizing, and how we can utilize them is it now from the third chapter 2 will explain.
What page comes on?
We are on this book. This is page 24. So okay, so you have that other translator. Yeah, this one, the bigger one.
Yeah.
And I don't have. I'm using different one because I find out that the other one is better. But you read other one and compare to. Okay, so it helps. So okay, now it's the chapter 3. Contemplation of the freedom and endowment, difficult to find. So who have the freedom and endowment, that is called the precious one. That is called in Tibetan called the Milu Rinpoche. It means the precious human body. So that is maybe this subject is we heard many times, but still until it adapt in our heart, only stay in the brain doesn't work. So until it adapt completely in the heart, we have to repeat this many times. Make sense? Many things it come to our brain, we understand, yeah, but not adapt in the heart, bottom of the heart. So that way we our knowledge and our behavior is not same. so that the reason need adapt in the heart. So they have to repeat. So here said, the person who has accumulated the accumulation meet the excellent Lama, and without any difficulty realize the emptiness and the compassion as a non-separate is the possible. So this one is called in Tibetan called the jijarwa. Jijarwa means the incident one. Somebody who doesn't need to go through the effort, without any kind of like a stage by stage, without going effort, somebody who have been great accumulation merit many lifetimes in the past. And that kind of a fortunate one, just meet with the guru and somehow through the guru's instruction, immediately have a realization. So like King Indrabudhi. King Indrabudhi is liberated at the same time when he received the instruction. So there's a sudden have that kind of, it's called the Chijarwa. Those, why they have that kind of abilities, because they have been trained many lifetimes. So in this life, they are kind of like somebody who know how to drive, but they didn't drive for like 20 years. Then they try to teach them. It's not really easy. But somebody had never drove, and you try to teach them much harder. So similarly, because they many lifetimes, they already did practice. So in this life, they just need the kind of like just touch. From that touch to, they can awake. Then they have a total realization of a union of the emptiness and compassion. So that is there's one that kind of person. And that kind of person actually no need to go to stage by stage, like a meditation on all those, like a, like Mondro, and those is not necessary, that kind of person. But that is a rare one. It's not like everyone. Sometimes people think, oh, I'm that one too. Not that one. It's not that is not come easily. Those are really one. So since we're not that one, so what I have to do is it then said, and when that happened, the four revolves in the mind, it means the 420 of the mind will also be occur spontaneously. It means that you don't need to meditate. They come naturally. That's those people. If this not case, if we're not that kind of person, then Lama will teach the manner of gradually engaging in the teachings, the way good mother nourish, I think can say a wise mother or intelligent mother. I think good mother is not necessarily good word here, because a good mother means somebody care, somebody kind, yeah? That's called a good mother. But a wise mother or intelligent mother means somebody have a really great skill to how to raise kids. I mean, like you can say, Devadatta's mother was a good mother. He loved him, dear him. It doesn't mean that she trained him good way. Make sense? He not become evil if she not seated on him that. Make sense? She really good mother, but sometimes there's a good mother make the kids evil. They think that, she loves them. There's no doubt for that. So that way, I don't know, good mother is, this is my own thought. Good mother is maybe not. Wise mother is maybe better. Make sense? Yeah. Wise or intelligent mother, how treat. Because Tibetan said Zangma. Zangma is kind of like someone is a really special wise one. How little child. The instruction corresponding in this gradually spotted this. So now there's a root text. From the root text said, meditate on the difficulty of the obtaining and freedom and a favorable condition, and on death. So this is the root text. So first chapter is we're going to talk about the meditation on the precious human body. So when we build houses or road, whatever, need the base, have to build base somewhere. If you don't have the base, you cannot do anything, without the foundation. So base of all the enlightenment is the human body. So even Jewel Ornament said, said supreme of the base is the precious human body. Supreme base or best base for becoming enlightenment. Because human is the, why is it called the human is the base? Because if you look at the 6 classes, humans circumstance is the best suitable condition for the practice of Dharma. Humans are not too misery like a 3 lower realm. So they have more freedom to practice Dharma. But same time, they are not too lecture that they don't need to practice Dharma, like a God realm. So we are kind of like middle of there. That's the reason the human is the best condition. So according to the base for the Dharma practice, actually human life is a more superior than God realms. Make sense? So superior or better. So that way, what is the base? It said the base of the body of attaining enlightenment is called the freedom and favorable conditions. Because of this freedom and favorable condition, human is the base. From the Sutra, inconceivable hiding. Buddha appearing is extremely seldom. Birth as a human being is also gained with extremely difficulty. As are helping friend having faith and listening to the Dharma. And even the 100 of the Kalpa, something like this is extremely ready to meet with it. Okay, so also engaging contact of the Bodhisattva Shantideva said, the body, the leisure, and endowment are extremely hard to gain. Person with the capacity, if you do not strive to make use of this life in order to accomplishing the meaningful, how can this perfect endowment come about again in the future? So, so earlier I mentioned, it's not going to get this kind of a opportunity again and again. It's not get it. This is suddenly get. So I think there's many reasons. One, this is what they're saying is a getting to the reborn in the human is a really difficult. It's especially talking about the once we're born to the lower realm, coming back is really difficult. From the human to human is not that difficult. From God realm to come to human, not difficult. But once gone to the lower realm, coming back is really difficult. Why? Because the lower realms, is they are in negative emotion is much stronger. So they constantly have this a strong negative emotion. You know, like if you go to on the street, those dogs, you know, no reason they get angry to you. They chase after you. There's no reason. You have done nothing. I mean, human being, we don't behave like that, you know. So that reason, I think low realm have their stronger negative emotion because of their habitual tendency. So because of that, coming back is much harder to come back to the human beings. So this is a later there's another example comes. Those are mainly based on from the reborn from the lower realm to a higher realm. It's harder. So okay. So then here said the person with a capacity, that is adisha divided into 3 different type of capacity in the name of the path. You know, in the Tibet, in Sanskrit, it's called the purush. The lesser capacity is someone have a fear of a low realm and they practicing something that can be reborn next life, can be born higher realm. Okay, that's called the lesser capacity. And the medium capacity is someone have a fear of samsara, so that way renounce individual liberation. And focus on the individual liberation. That's called the medium capacity. Supreme capacity is not just only their own suffering, they can see that every sentient beings are suffering, so they want to liberate every sentient being from the samsara. So that is 3 different capacity. So we are capable of those. So look this way, then that way human beings are better than animals. Just basic taking care life. Actually, animals are much better than human beings. Animal knows more environment, more what's good for them. We don't know lots of things is good or not. That way we get sick by food, clothes, many things. Animal know what is really best for them. They will find out. So I think just generally taking care of life, humans are not superior, not that great. And just also generally living, human need to rely on the animals. Animal doesn't need to rely on the human beings. You know, earlier when earlier when we don't have a watch, alarm, we have to rely on the like roosters, then people said, okay, roosters this noisy, that means that this time they know exactly what time. We don't know exactly. Make sense? So and then this day you see the airport everywhere, the dog. Dog helping human not helping the dog. So things like that. It's animals are much smarter than human being when come to, but when come to the what is right, what is wrong, what is virtue, what is non-virtue, and what is caused to the reborn in the lower realm, what is caused to the reborn in the higher realm, that type of intelligent human are much better. So, so that way, human because human have those three capacity. If we don't have those three capacity, we are actually worse than animals. If we don't belong to those three capacities. So the reason Miller ever said to the hunter Gobodoji, he said, generally precious human body is really difficult, but a person like you, not difficult. That way we have a world population problem. Yeah, it's not like we have a lack of human beings. It's a lack of a human who have this capacity. It's a really small number. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that reason you have to use this one because this kind of a capacity not going to have in the future. Okay.
Khenpo?
Yes.
Khenpo, can you please repeat the lesser capacity? I missed that one.
Lesser capacity is someone who have a who are fear of a low realm, like hungry ghost, animal, hell, and they practice dharma to reborn in the higher realm, next life.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now say the nature of a freedom and favorable conditions. What is the nature of that freedom? What this is? I don't know. English is the same. It's not talking about the ultimate nature. Just it is identity. Yeah. Nature means the identity. What is the identity of the freedom of favorable condition? Is to be free from the circumstance that are adverse to accomplishing enlightenment. So anything is a adverse condition. Adverse condition. Mm-hmm. Adverse condition is a not have the nature of that one. That not have nature of a precious human life. Okay, it's not. So somebody is free from that. So then it's called have good nature. So what is that free from that? Is it to have a human body complete with all the conducive circumstance. Conducive circumstance mean favorable condition. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So with the favorable condition, that way, so we have to recognize this one. I think why this is a teaching is if we don't recognize it, we're not recognizing our value. Make sense? Lots of time people think, oh, I'm not good enough. We really have this discouragement, doubt ourselves. I'm not good enough. I cannot do that one. And especially when it comes to the Tibetan Buddhism, we, every single successful practitioner, we label reincarnation. We always a reincarnation of such and such. So actually one time Gachi Rinpoche said, I really like that part. And what he said is why we call the Dalai Lama as a Jiresi at Aulokiteshvara. Because the Dalai Lama reached to the Aulokiteshvara state of the compassion, great compassion and wisdom. That way we call him Jiresi. So that way, and also you have to know that is all those historical great Lama, they not become historical great Lama by recognizing from the childhood. They become a great historical great teacher by their hard work. Mm-hmm. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So because of that reason, sometimes people, oh, I'm ordinary one. I cannot do this one. I'm not capable. Then also our society is really funny. When ordinary one become a really successful practitioner, people doubt. Make sense?
Mhm.
Forget about the support. So try to pull down. So we have a really funny society. So that way, so that reason we need to recognize our own preciousness. So that help us to encourage. I can do this too, if they can do. Make sense? So that way we have to recognize it as our precious human life. So then, therefore, the freedom means the free from the 8th state of a non-opportunity or unfavorable condition, 8 rebirth. Concerning the 8th state, non-opportunity, they said, this one said Acharya Nagarjuna. The last time I see this is one sutra called the Sutra of the Recollection of the Mindfulness. There's a Dottamanyesha. Yeah, there's lots of text. I see that one. So I don't know who say this one. Maybe Nagarjuna repeat from the sutra also. So what is the 8th unfavorable condition of the beings? Mean the hell being 1, hunger ghost 2, animal 3, barbarian 4, long life God 5, wrong view 6. Yeah. Empty by of the Buddha 7, and mentally incapable, this 8. So also says the non-opportunity is to be without the good fortune and freedom to practice in order to attain the Buddhahood. Hence, non-opportunity furthermore concerning of the 3 lower state of the rebirth for being totally engulfed in their respective suffering, and there's no possible of practicing for enlightenment. So why they are called not have freedom? Because their suffering is constantly without the break. Because of that reason, like if somebody, human being, have a really bad sickness, until that person is healed from the sickness, cannot practice Dharma. So lower realms, the suffering is much, much greater than what we experience, human experience. So that way, with that kind of a suffering, they have no time to practice Dharma. That way, it's called the unfortunate one. 3 lower realms. Excuse me. So we're talking about the long life God, sorry. So in order, it said, in one direction of the God realm of the great fruit, live with the God without the conceptions. This one is you can, even myself, I really thought this is talking about the desire realms, because the desire realm have the 6 God realms. Until now, I thought this is desire realm. So this is what I learned newly. Even last time I taught, I forgot. This is a form realm. There's a 17 stage of the form realms. 12 are worldly beings. 5 are Arya, enlightened beings in the form realm. Because they count as a form realm because of the based on the meditation stage. Yeah. So the 12th one is a name is called the great fruit. Okay, if you look at the form realm, there's a 17th. 12th one is called the great fruit. So there is how to it become this without the conception, as he said, in one direction of the great fruit. It means that one place. Not every one of those great fruit are dwelling far remote from the town. People live the removed. I think remote. I think this is remote, not removed. Maybe you can say removed from the town, left the town.
Yeah.
Far
removed from the town.
Okay, town. Those who solidly meditating balance state of the deep conception deep conceptionless serenity, because they hold this non-path of the achieving liberation to be the path. So what is the deep conception? Is a meditative conception, yeah? Meditative conception? Meditative concentration without the awareness. They gone so deep that there's no awareness. So that is called the gong tupu. It means the so thick in the Tibetan. So thick that there are no awareness. Totally darkness. Can say mind totally shut down. So that is the difference between the path to the enlightenment and just meditative concentration. Some people go to just meditative concentration by stopping thinking. That is called the deep concentration. With the awareness is the path to the Buddhahood. In the Buddhism, meditative concentration must have wisdom and compassion. Wisdom and compassion will bring to the awareness. Make sense? So there's a luminosity of the awareness. So this God, they don't have that one. So they want so deep. That way is called the deep conceptualist. That way it's become a conceptualist because they have no awareness. So they misunderstood that is the path to the enlightenment. Okay, so and born as a God without the conceptions, it means the form realm and this, thinking they are liberated when they actually are not. Their mind are caught in the deep state of the serene concentration. And because of that, they have no opportunity to strive for liberation. So this is a Shine Tupu. It's called the state of the serene of conception, deep state of the serene conception. Thinking on the verge of the death, that they have rewarded back from the state of liberation and developing the wrong view toward the Dharma. Most of them are born in the lower realm, and because of that are without the opportunity. So okay, so this is English is a little bit. What happened is if they go to that state of the meditation, they thought that is the nirvana, because they don't have any more suffering or any more conceptual, any more afflicted emotions. So deep, they thought that is the nirvana. But their lifespan, born in this one or formless realm, from this to they born in the formless realm, their lifespan have a number. They are not forever there. They have lifespan number. It makes sense? They only stay in the certain years. After that is the certain year, they die. When they die, they will see where they're going to be reborn. Because they burn all their good karma in that state, now they don't have any more good karma. So they see they will be reborn in the lower realm. Since they see they see that they're going to be reborn in the lower realm, or again back to the samsara, there's a suffering, they're going to reborn, then they have a wrong view of not believing nirvana.
So the form realm is finite, which is the opposite of infinite.
Yeah, so they think nirvana is not true. There's no such things in nirvana. They create that wrong view. Because of that wrong view, they're not just born to the lower realm, they're born to the hell realm or hungers. Yeah, so they created that one. So this one, particularly in the great fruit God realm, there's one particular God. It's called the sage of the God. You know, I mean, God Ram, they live also community, you know, they're not like kind of everyone is just only meditating. The particular one, they kind of renounce from that community and they meditate in deeper meditation. And they thought that is the nirvana. But when they die, they see their, you know, karma is already gone. So then they said, okay, nirvana is not really exist. They created that wrong view and destroy all their good karma. So this particular God realm is called the long life God, particularly because of their deep consultation, they don't have an opportunity to receive teaching or practice Dharma. Make sense?
Mhm.
So otherwise, I mean, other God realm, they also some God, they practice Dharma. You look at the Buddha's life story. How many God come to receive teaching from Buddha?
Mhm.
It's not talking about the all God are not capable, but compared to the human, yes, God is less favorable condition to practice Dharma because they have a less, suffering.
Mhm.
That's not, you're not talking about the same thing that in the Jewel of the Liberation, when they talked about the families. And there was one that they have a deep samadhi, but they haven't reached true enlightenment, and then a Buddha will come one day and show.
No. That is a Sharvaka and a Padija Buddha. That's not. They are enlightened. They are Arhat.
Okay.
That's not same.
So their view on emptiness is different than
Yeah.
his view of emptiness.
They realize emptiness. Sharvaka, Arhat, they realize emptiness. That's a really have realization of emptiness.
Okay.
They are truly nirvana. This one is a misunderstood. Deep concentration, they thought that is nirvana. That is talking about the long life God,
Okay.
particularly, generally all God, and particularly this one.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so now as I said, the border region, barbarian, what is the barbarians? There are two kind of areas, central and borders, basically divided into two regions. The central region itself also two kind of quality-wise central region and geographically central regions. So now, so we have to know that what is the quality-wise to central region? What does central mean? Where's that? So quality-wise, the central region are those wherever there is a genuine Dharma. So what is the genuine Dharma? Genuine Dharma means it's called the 1 minute. I have here. Exists the teaching of a scriptural and realizations. It's called what is the scriptural mean? That you have a study and contemplate on the three basket. That's called the exists of the teaching of the scriptural. And what is the realization mean? That have a practitioner of the three trainings, training of the morality, training of the samadhi, training of the wisdoms. Wherever those scriptural and realization, that is called with the genuine Dharma. Make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that then that place is become center, quality wise, center land.
Mhm.
So wherever this genuine Dharma, that's become a central land. Yeah, of course, geographically called the region is a Magat. So this is India, Bodh Gaya. Quality-wise, the central region are the important ones. So for the Dharma practitioner, we don't need to go to just Magat to Bodh Gaya to practice Dharma. Actually now, if you look at the spiritual ways, Magat is they are not Dharma actually. Only tourism attraction area. If you really want to seek that truly Dharma, you have to go away from there. Make sense? So that way, so most important is a quality wise. So quality wise, wherever I have the genuine Dharma, that is become center. So non-central region are called the border region. There is a person born there are called barbarian because they also lack of the good fortune to strive for enlightenment. This is called non-opportunity. So in this set, people who have not, access to the Dharma, that is called the, border regions or barbarians. But actually, not only that one, really truly barbarian is a Tibetan we call the Tsawa Chosumawa Lalo, which means the person who believe negative action is a positive. They using negative as a religions, negative action as a religions. Name of the religion, whoever using negative action, that is barbarian. Make sense? So who believe, like somebody believe, if I harm someone, I become better.
Practitioners of
Yeah.
black magic.
Yeah, not black magic is not that barbarian, not, but more like a name of the religion. People think, okay, long as you protect our own religion, we for that sake we have to harm other too. So that reason, I mean, Buddhism looked in India when Muslim comes in India, Hindu fight back, protect themselves. Buddhism, what they did is run away or convert to the Islam. Also, in the faculty of the eyes on are incomplete due to their own. This one is without the good fortune, the practice of the enlightenment. So this is basically it's called the lack of the faculty, what called the sense faculty, but especially lack of the sense faculty, mental sense faculty. Especially that one, because some people blind, but they can hear and can practice Dharma. Some people deaf, but especially nowadays, some people deaf, but they can learn. Really smart they are. So they are way too educated nowadays, especially nowadays. So it's not becoming like totally, what called that, disconnected. But when your sense of a mental faculty is not really capable to receive teaching, and then you are totally, have no opportunity. There are some people have like that.
Many.
Yeah. So no matter how much you try to explain, they never get. And some are actually mentally totally not capable to anything. They like vegetable. I saw some people.
Yes, many.
Yeah. So I think those are. Then he has said, wrong view. If one says the Dharma is not true, Dharma is not true. This is a Dharma is not only talking about the Buddha Dharma. I think this is Dharma is talking about the virtue and non-virtue. That is maybe all Buddhist teaching is not true. Can say that way. And mind disorder by misconception that the one also be without the good fortunes. So practice of the enlightenment. So this means that someone who doesn't believe negative bring the suffering, negative action bring the suffering, and positive action bring the joy. That's called the wrong view of the not believing on the karma. Yeah. And of course, the same thing is not believing in the three jewels, not believing on the next life. Those also wrong view. Wrong view. Why is called the wrong view? Because you don't believe in this reality. You don't believe the truth. Make sense? If you don't have that capacity of accepting the truth, then you are not capable to practice Dharma. So that way it's called the wrong view, are not capable to receive teachings. Okay, then last one said, if one is born into the universe devoid of the Buddha, because of the Dharma does not even come to one's ear, one is without good fortune. So to practice for the enlightenment. So this is a state of the non-opportunity. So if there's Buddha is not come, there are no Dharma. Only Dharma because Buddha come to give teachings. Yeah. And we may think, oh, Buddha is always come to the samsara to help sentient beings. Even Buddha come to the samsara to help sentient beings. This kind of nirvana kaya meeting with this kind of nirvana Buddha is not always come, it come later. There's some information come later. So this kind of teachings are not always come. So that way in this this eon, we call the fortunate eon. Why? Because of this eon, we have all those Buddha come to give teachings. So that way, this one. And we have some here said, why worship to the God like Christian worship eyewear? So I cannot say anything about the Christian, it's not my, but in the Buddhism, we just look on our Buddhism. Sometimes we worship more the local spirit than God realms. I mean, Buddha. What is the most popular practice? No, I mean, those are the enlightened beings. But so look, the local spirit are really powerful. Temporarily, they help. So lots of people worship them, such as Zambala and a lot of those Dharma protectors. I'm not saying they shouldn't practice, but our practice is Buddha, achieving Buddha, yeah? And they are support. So that way, even, some people's main practice is Zambala. So I don't know.
No, Khenpo, but in Buddhism, we don't worship.
Yeah,
Worship is.
I think they
the
worship.
We have faith in, but not.
I think worship there.
I mean,
yeah.
the community
Yeah,
worships, but.
yeah. And other one said, are there 4 holy fruits still samsara? I think for talking about the 4 Arya, they are not samsara. They are called the Arya. It means that somebody already free from samsara. So they cannot count as a samsara. Okay, then said, well, then if you wonder whether it is enough to be free from 8 state of the non-opportunity. So if you think, okay, as long as I'm free from those 8, then I'm good. If you think that way, then said, because one need conducive conditions, it means the favorable condition. Yeah.
Mhm.
So condition in completion, the endowment are necessary. Somebody said endowment is not really like a right translation, but there's English have no other word for using this one. Endowment, 10 endowment. Khenpo Rinpoche translates endowment
Yes.
in the jewel ornament.
Yeah.
Some people translate different. I saw lots of different, but Khenpo Rinpoche use as an endowment.
Mhm.
And someone told me the endowment is not really also right word, but there's no other word for that.
What does it mean?
It means it's kind of the richness. You need the favorable condition. Endowment is some kind of like a.
It's a characteristic,
Okay.
right?
Not characteristic. They need some kind of something need,
Yeah.
some kind of like a some favorable condition necessity.
Mhm.
So what they are? So they are said here's again there are 5 self contribute
Self-contributed.
conducive factor and 5 favorable condition that divorce from other. I mean the 5 endowment from the self and 5 endowment from the other. This is the same. So 5 self conducive factor are to have achieved the human body, to have the being born in the central region, to with the sense faculty complete, non perverted of the extreme negative action, like other time is it translated as a not commit the heinous crime.
Mhm.
Okay, like killing mother, killing father, that kind of heinous crime, and with the true faith in the 3 jewels. So that is the 5 conducive and the 5 favorable condition that divorce from the others is a Buddha has come to this world. he is taught the Dharma, and Dharma still exists. And there are other followers of the teaching, and there are other who are compassion for them. So that is total is a 10. So that way it's called the 8 freedom and 10 endowment. Okay, so now said to entire obtain of this freedom and endowment is extremely really indeed. So that way, precious human is difficult. Engaging in the conduct of Bodhisattva said, because of that, the conqueror has said, conqueror means the Buddha, like the turtle sticking its neck by the chains into the hole of the yoke, drifting about in a numerous ocean. So utterly difficult is to attain the human body. So this example is earlier I mentioned, from the lower realm to coming back, the human is harder than this one. So because why is hard is a total have no eye to look the yoke. Yoke is not stay on one place because of the whatever wind is a blow away, whatever goes. And the total not come every time. He come every once 100 years. Make sense? So that kind of a circumstance, meeting total neck to the yoke is like a 0% chance. Yeah, maybe 0.1 chance to meet the yoke to the total neck. So said, being born from the lower realm to back to the human is harder than that. Okay, so another way, so this is now giving the logical reasons. You should ask yourself whether it's really is so difficult to attain as that it was said by the Buddha due to this difficulty of the attaining the freedom. Within the 3 lower realm, the hell are the most populated like number. He said that the conversation with the hell denizens in the hungry ghost number are 1,000 times less. That the number of the animal is the 1,000-fold less than the hungry ghost. It's also followed through the rational analyze. For example, even we do not actively set our mind on the engaging in the afflictive emotion and negative action, it will do so just like water that flow down naturally. And even we direct our mind to the virtue, it will not go that direction. Therefore, cause of the taking birth in the 3 lower realm are easy, and the cause of that in the 3 lower realm is the lower.
In the 3 lower realms, the
lower the realm at the easiest to be born, that we will longer it the lifespan. So from the 3 within the 3 lower realms, we created the lowest part is the easiest. So yes. So I'm not sure that part is maybe because I thought ignorant is easier to born animal. So I don't know. Maybe we have to trust to the Phagmodrupa. So that is what Phagmodrupa said. Lower is easier to born. I thought being born hell is not that easy. You need a really brave to be really, 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 really angry one. Aversion is a really strong one.
I hope you're right.
No, honestly, I mean, it's just, so that way, I don't know. Among this, the animal realm has the less number of beings. From the 3 lower realm, animal is the smallest number. It's said that in the great ocean, they are like the leftover grain of the brewing chang. So in Tibet, chang is the alcohol brewing with the barley cook the barley, and barley that cook is with the substance and put in the pot and put the water. So that one. So pretty much that barley is completely full with air, not space. So similar like that in the ocean animal are. That much, that is the number, yeah. Those living in the in the dry land, lives scatter of the different places, like the dry land mean the above the ocean, on the ground. It said that the human body, there are, this is mistranslation, 80,000 different kind of parasites.
Mhm.
This is a parasite, is I don't know correct translation. There's some insect, yeah. Only they can survive by living on other body.
That's parasite.
Okay, yeah,
That's a
okay.
parasite.
So like a sudden, we say in the human body there's 80,000
Yes.
different type of what called
Parasite.
parasites.
Yes.
Well,
So-
yeah, but they're not all parasites. Some of them are symbiotic.
And that each and every body of the tiniest of this up to the larger animal, there are 500 cd of the extremely small space called the Tsitsi linga. So this is some kind of small animal, but in that small animals have a 500 cd of a smaller, yeah. So the cd of Zizlinga. So this is basically talking about the each animal have even small. These are the invisible to us, and because of that one visible as us as and they already have many meanings. The freedom of not being in one of three lower realm are extremely difficult to obtain. So that way, if you look compared to the number, from around the one house, you will find number of a world population. Make sense? Of the human can find. So that is so then still when come to the animals, actually majority live in the ocean. On the dry land, animal are a much smaller number than animal live in the ocean.
Mhm.
So then compared to the hell, an animal's number is like a day and night stars. Make sense?
Mhm.
So that way, when you look to compare to those number, the human is a really small number. And just Kevin just said, parasite is basically a bacteria or the insect that harmful for our body. But we're talking here is not talking about those kind of harmful one. It's talking about the bacteria that help our body system. Like I'm a human body is like a factory. There are many bacteria working for us. So they not really harm you. So he told me that the parasite is basically someone really harm. Then the number of the long life God is also extreme large. The number of the country there are in Dharma is extremely small, and the number of the border region is very great. And the barbarian born, there are a very many numbers. Those who have a faith in the karma, cause and effect, and in the three jewel are very scarce. It means the small number. Those with a perverted view are the numberless. It means the wrong view holder are so many of them. Even Lord Jidasungha said, even in Buddhism, we have a wrong view holder.
Mhm.
Like for example, when you do prayer, okay, like a worship to the deities, when your prayer is answered, you give the credit to the prayer, the God. That is a wrong view. When somebody did you bad things, somebody harm you, and somebody make you suffering, you blame everything to that person. That's also wrong view. Why? Because without your karma, no one can harm you. Without your karma involvement. Without your merit, no God cannot, no deity cannot help you. Make sense? So your good merit or negative karma involved to you have that result of a good and bad. But sometimes we don't believe that one. So Lord Jiti Sungha said, actually, that is also wrong view. In the Buddhism, wrong view. So that way, so that reason there's a wrong view, so many of them. Yeah. And the universe into the Buddha has not come as a uncountable. So to be free from this condition or the adverse as a practice is something very difficult to achieve. So. Okay, so I will read this one, then we stop. Of the 10 endowment of the 5 conducive factors contributed by the oneself and the 8 state of the freedom from the non-opportunity, one have the aspect of the being separated and one having the aspect of the being endowed with are distinguishing merely in terms of a reversed perspective and essence. They are one in the same. What this means that this is basically talking about the same. One is called the 8 freedom. One is called the 5 endowment from self. You know, basically same subjects. One is talking about the what is a unfavorable condition, free from the unfavorable condition, and one is talking about the what kind of favorable condition. So this is it's the same things, but 2 different subjects talking. Yeah. So I think yeah, 2 perspective. Furthermore, because it's extremely rare to have obtained the human body during the time of the present of the Buddha's teaching, and to have been born in the central country, to have a complete sense faculty, to have a faith in the 3 jewels, and confidence in the topic law of causality and result, and to act in the way of one shine evil from the depth of the one's heart. And mean the avoiding act that avoid the evil or negative from the depth of the heart. And there are these 5 conducive factors that once contribute to oneself are very hard to obtain. So having this kind of whole complete condition is not that easy. So now why we have to repeat in this one is okay, repeat the list, count the number, and analyze it ourselves. Do I have this all? Do I have this all? Because sometimes we have, but we not recognize them. We have, but we not remember them. Make sense? So we must recognize, we must remember our fortunate condition, good, favorable condition. So if we remember, then we will utilize them. But lots of time we're not using. Why? Because we don't remember. We not recognize them. In my refrigerator, some food there. I don't know what are they. So I don't know how to cook them. So I have no knowledge. I have no recognition on them. So that way that I cannot use them. Make sense? Same thing. If we don't have knowledge on that object, you cannot use. Yeah. So you have to rely on someone else to use. So that way, every time when we have a even small problem, we have to call someone expert to come to fix, because we don't know how to fix them. Why? Because we don't know about them. It's the same thing as we must know those quality, the favorable condition, do we have or not. We have to analyze. Once we have that one, and make sure they are used, meaningful way, use the right way, and then make sure it not wasted. Make sense? Yeah, I think the bad part is a wasting one. So I think there's this reason we need to know what is the 8 freedom, what is the 10 endowment, especially 5 endowment ourselves. Do I have this all? You know, then you will cherish your body, cherish your life. How to cherish is by using them right way. Much as you can make, yeah. So I think that reason we have to know. Otherwise, if you think, oh, I have a precious human body, I'm a wonderful one, I'm a handsome one, I'm a best one, I'm better than animals, and then you build your ego, it's not going to benefit anything. Yeah. So we have to know our quality. That quality have to use without the overtaken by ego. Make sense? So those two are different. Confident and ego is different. Ego means that I'm the best. I can do whatever I want. Yeah. So but confident means I can do too. I'm capable. So saying I'm great, I'm best, and I can is different. One is come from the ego, what called that? Pride, and one is come from the confident. So we need the confident. How we can gain that confidence is by recognizing our own favorable condition or quality. So that way we have to know those 5 self-endowment. So I said, do you have advice or text for explaining like a wrong view, just like that, so we can learn and contemplate what kind of wrong view?
Yes.
Read your ornament.
No. No.
Where?
Khenpo Rinpoche has a book called Something Suffering. It's a very short book. It's available downstairs. And the explanation of what you need to contemplate is very simplified and made easy that you can use. Khenpo Rinpoche's book on 5-fold of Mahamudra has the same thing, very simplified, used for contemplation. So
Contemplation on the wrong view? Who want to contemplate on the wrong view?
Well, no, he has
So
instructions.
basically, anything is contradictory with the Buddha's teaching, that is wrong view. So whatever you against it with the Buddha's teachings, that's basically a wrong view. So there's no really sutra said, contemplation on the wrong view. I don't know that one. So some also heard says in my life also has news like a family abuse and child also have a karma. So I'm not saying, because when I said it's our karma, so some people also misunderstand as a karma as a like a allowing. I'm not talking about the allowing. When something happened, you have to accept that because it already happened. It's your karma. But when something going to happen, you have to protect from that. You not let them happen. It's not like allowing or what call this deserve. It's not about the deserve or something, but I mean there's some kind of karmically they have to have that one. This is not.
So you still have to hold the perpetrator accountable.
Of course, 100% accountable. Yes.
Not absolved.
Yes. Yeah.
And protect yourself.
And I said, what should we do? Society, human, and seeing something injustice, unfair law, society being school bullying. You have to protect yourself the best way you can. And if something happened, first I'm reading all those translations, then you can translate. And we also angered said because of the situation, unfavorable condition. So angry in says, I mean, yes, our compassion is like right now, our compassion is like an armless mother. We have no hope. So that way we have to practice hard to one day we can become helpful for them. Today we're not helpful, but you have to pray. You have to practice that you become eligible to become one day you become that can help. Make sense? So today's maybe directly cannot help them. Like when Buddha saw those, sick one, dying one, Buddha couldn't help. But what he did is he ran from the home to find the path to how to help them. Make sense? So yes, I mean, lots of things that we cannot help directly. That's why we have to pray. Bodhicitta is come from there. Right now we're not capable to help, but in one day we can become. And they said, like Indonesian have jailed by court law because scold husband, and because not coming home, be drunk and become the news in Indonesia. So unfair things happen, especially area there's a men dominated. Lots of time is unfair to the women. It happened. So, I mean, we have to try to fix our societies by step. And I hope some point everybody can understand that one. But yes, there's a lot of unfair things happen. I'm not saying they deserve to be because they are negative karma. But if you don't have your negative karma, you will not experience that one. So I'm not saying they deserve. That's different, yeah. But that there is some kind of karmically connection to have to rapine. Otherwise, this kind of I'm sure this kind of situation happened many times in same region, same country, but only few people get punishment. So
I don't know about other parts of the world, but in the West, people kind of view karma as an idea that there's some kind of justice. And I don't think that's correct.
Yeah. Also, I heard some people think the karma means the punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No. That's a misunderstanding. Karma means the best, just action. Chanchu sim joy Rinpoche manje mana je joche nyamba membaya kone kondo pe sho dada konde tham je tu sundu sabada yebe jebe zawade dada senje danje nyondo la nama yanda ba zobe janjo Rinpoche toba joje shija guse kunje chuje je tende na la wanda diku renje be je damba side ba shetu thosan gombe zenjuro je